All right, let's go ahead and get started. Hello, Dr. Wallach. How are you today?
Okay, thank you, Becca.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, I do want to start out by welcoming everybody to Daily with Doc. Thank you so much for joining us here. If you are out in YouTube or Facebook or Rumble and you would like to watch us live here in the Zoom room because you have questions or you just want to be in the know with us, go ahead and join us on dailywithdoczoom.com. That is dailywithdoczoom.com. And I just want to welcome everybody who is here live with us in our Zoom room. Hello, hello. So nice to see everybody. We got repeat names or consistent. We've got dedicated people and we have new people. And I just absolutely love the fact that we are also out there still on the radio, and just want to say hello to our KSCO and KOMY listeners and all the other radio stations that I don't have all the call numbers memorized for. Hello and welcome to Daily with Doc. My name is Becca Dukes, and as the hostess of this program, I am humbly honored and privileged to be able to bring to you this programming that is going to be sharing empowering information. So Monday through Friday from noon to 12:50 p.m. Pacific time, we bring to you Daily with Doc. This program is not meant to take the place of your primary care physician. The content is for educational purposes only on the importance of nutrition, which you're going to learn more about in just a few minutes. But folks, when you give your body what it needs, it's amazing what the body itself can do. So give us 90 days. If you were invited to this program, get back with the person that shared it with you, because I know that you're going to be saying thank you, thank you, thank you, especially when you get on a program that is absorbable, not fractionated, complete nutrition that is in a form that the body can readily assimilate as it is going through and taking it all into the cells and just saying, thank you, thank you, thank you. I know that's what I experienced. My co-hosts, many of them experienced the same things. I have thousands of clients who have also experienced the same thing. And I love those emails, Dr. Wallach. I know you do too. The text messages and messages like at the event that we just went to, that people are just stopping by and saying, thank you, Dr. Wallach, for all you do. That just is proof, Dr. Wallach, that your research, your experiences, your consistency, your fortitude, your persistence, your never give up attitude is because you're spreading the truth. And that's what I am so proud to be part of, Dr. Wallach, as we are bringing information that people can do on their own through nutrition. But we don't want you just to do any nutrition. It's not one thing for one thing. It's starting at the foundation and then building on the foundation depending on what you yourself have experienced because of depletion and what that depletion does within the cells. So Dr. Wallach, he has an incredible story. If you have never heard about Dr. Wallach before, we are looking at a man who, as a child, had some major issues. Some of those issues that a lot of our kiddos today are dealing with. And we just sometimes give up hope. Well, this man right here is the reason why we don't give up hope. And he's also the reason why we support the body so that it can be the best that it can be. And whenever you take away those bad foods, that are causing inflammation and keeping the body from being able to absorb and actually toxic to the body can do some amazing things, because he went from this child who was, you just say, emotionally disabled and not able to be productive in everyday life, to a man that went to college. He lettered in sports. He even played ball in college, but he was in the pathology lab working his way through school when he made some important discoveries that he has just taken that experience. And I mean, when you say aim for the moon and you land upon the stars, where he hit the moon and he just keeps on going. So Dr. Wallach, welcome to Daily with Doc.
Well, thank you so much for you and your team, Rebecca, for all the wonderful things you said and laying out the story. And definitely, I've been blessed with information, and I'm going to give the credit to the big guy upstairs, okay, the good Lord, because nobody on earth knew how to help me. And so for a 9-year-old to figure this out, it had to be the big hands from the guy from above. Now, one of the things that's very important, and people know this, people have heard this many, many times, that the angels and the prophets and the great people in the Old Testament, New Testament came from the land flowing with milk and honey. And being a farm boy, I wanted to know what kind of milk it was. Was it cow's milk, goat's milk, camel milk, a llama milk? What kind of milk was it? Well, it turns out it's glacial milk. We do have a book, Rare Earths. Rare Earths. And chapter 10 is entitled Glacial Milk. Glacial milk. And the glacial milk has minerals in it based on the minerals that are in the mountains that the glaciers originated in. And all the water flows through these mountains and brings the minerals down into the valleys. And the longest lived people, the ones that have the longest life expectancy in the world right now, are the Hunzas in the Himalayan mountains. Their life expectancy is 120. Many live to be 130, 140, 150. Okay. And I don't know what the record is right now. It kind of keeps changing and going upwards. But that's because they're getting all these minerals from the volcanoes in the Himalayan mountains. In the United States, our emergency room doctors, their life expectancy is 58.7. When you look at the, let's see here, professional athletes in the USA, okay, it's dropped from 58.7 to 56.7. Okay, because the 58.7 was about 2 years ago. Just recently, it's 56.7. It's dropping, professional athletes. Australia, their life expectancy is 82.9. New Zealand's 82.3 because of their volcanoes and all of the glaciers and also the seaweed that they eat. Japan is the longest lived of the industrialized nations. Their life expectancy is 84.7. Okay. And South Africa is 63. Kenya, East Africa is 59. Mexico is 77. Israel is 83. And Egypt is 71. Now that's where this is all spoken about in the Old Testament. Okay, the land flowing with milk and honey. And the people who lived the longest were the ones who lived in what is now Israel, because of all the glaciers bringing down all the minerals into the fields, and they're getting all those minerals. And Egypt is desert. They don't have that same source of minerals. So they don't live as long because they don't live in the land flowing with milk and honey. So that's kind of a short version of all this. And so one of the things I've learned, and it was really breathtaking. We had people, famous people, who were dying, okay, from all kinds of nutritional deficiencies. In fact, Pastor Mike Freeman from Baltimore, Maryland, great pastor, great Christian man on the East Coast, Baltimore, Maryland. And he went into a coma, I don't know, 10, 11, 12 years ago now. He went into a coma, and he was in a coma for 6 weeks. And the doctors said to his family, look, he's only got hours, maybe a day or so left. Everybody better come say their goodbyes because end is here. And so Miss Linda Tyler, one of our great associates with Longevity, calls me and and said, anything we can do to help Pastor Mike? I said, well, does he have a G tube so he can put stuff in the mouth? No. Does he have an IV so he can put stuff in his IV? No. Okay, then just take our plant minerals, get a couple of quarts of the plant minerals every day. Not cherry mids are too sticky, but just the plant minerals, plain plant minerals. It looks clear, looks like water. Okay, but it's got minerals in it. And I want you to put a half a teacup between his pecs, okay, and his sternum in the middle, okay, a half a teacup in his upper belly and a half a teacup in his lower belly 3 times a day. You do the same thing in his back, between his shoulder blades, in upper back, lower back, again, 3 half cups. And in 3 days' time, Pastor Mike wakes up. Okay. And he goes home and he shaves, he gets all cleaned up, and he goes to the TV and the radio studio at his church, and he begins to tell his story over and over and over and over. And what can I say? It's one of those things where he told the story, and the blessing was he recorded it. We actually have a wonderful communication by him. Okay, it's called Praise the Lord and Pass the 90. You've all heard that. Praise the Lord and pass the ammunition when you're on a battlefield. Let's just praise the Lord and pass the 90. Okay, and it's one of those things where this is a beautiful story told by the pastor himself about himself. And I cannot tell you, I get excited every time I listen to this. These are available, okay, through the Youngevity, www.drjwallach.com, www.drjwallach.com. And it's actually the Wellness Publications Warehouse, www.drjwallach.com. And everybody needs to listen to this. Have your kids listen to this because it's a great Bible story. Okay, it's a great Bible story. And it just confirms the Bible. And again, the book Rare Earths and Cures, chapter 10. Okay, the glacial milk goes into the analyses. I don't know, maybe 6 or 8 different countries that have these long-lived peoples. And it's because they're getting the glacial milk, which are the minerals. Okay. And I get breathless when you think about this. And you go back to the Old Testament, okay, in the Old Testament, you're looking at the Old Bible, 3,500 years ago, 21 verses, about 21 verses, we're talking about a paragraph or 2 or 3, 21 of those verses in the Old Bible, and there's 100 references to this land flowing with milk and honey, okay? And so they knew there was something going on there back then, and it was a special place, and it had to be one of the tools of the good Lord. And he picked and chose places where that would happen. It was made from all the wonderful stuff going on up in the mountains. And so when we started Youngevity, we didn't want to just grind up limestone like everybody else and add 5 or 6 or 8 or 10 minerals. So we looked for 6 months before we started the company. We found 8 sources of the plant-derived colloidal minerals, which originate from glaciers up in the mountains, different mountains ranges. And the one that had the least amount of minerals in it had 73, and the one with the most has 78. Okay. And so we never have less than 75 minerals in our, what should I say, our programs. We're looking at the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack, looking at the Healthy Blood Sugar Pack, you're looking at the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack. And I could go on and on and on. We have dozens of these different combinations of the basic 90 with a couple things added, okay, that are special needs for particular issues, okay, because they're all caused by nutritional deficiencies. There are no genetically transmitted diseases. I'll repeat that. There are no genetically transmitted diseases. And that's why this book had to come out. Okay, this has just been out for a couple of years. Okay, the Wallach Revolution. And the Wallach Revolution, this goes into, I don't know, about a dozen of these great stories of famous people. I just get excited, okay, when people know about this, because all these famous people are in here, okay? And it's one of those things where, what should I say? Billy Graham lived to be 99, okay? And let's see here. Jacob the rabbi. That's a Rabbi Arnold Jacob Wolf lived to be 84. Okay, those are two long-lived people. Well, I'm 84 now, so at least have hit the lifespan of this famous rabbi. Okay, and of course, we also went around the world for 6 months and found the places where people live the longest, and they're getting these glacial milks. Okay, they live the longest. There you go. And so people need to be reading this stuff because this is unimpeachable evidence. Now, the big fun part comes in two ways. Number one, the book Hell's Kitchen, because Hell's Kitchen, there you go. For thousands and thousands and thousands of years, we're using wood and coal as fuel. We're putting the wood ashes and coal ashes into our gardens. And of course, the minerals that were in there, and 98% of the ash was minerals and only 2 or 3% was carbon. And
You can put yours down, Doc.
okay.
Go ahead and put yours down so it doesn't affect your volume. Thank you.
Thank you. And so it actually provided these minerals from the wood ashes and coal ashes to people who ate the carrots and the onions and the tomatoes and corn and beets and everything that were grown in these gardens. And then at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Monday, September 4th, 1882. Now, this is one of the most important things that have happened in humanity since the Bible days. It's one of the most important things that happened to humanity since the Bible days. 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Monday, September 4th, 1882, on Pearl Street in New York City, the bluff overlooking construction of Brooklyn Bridge, Thomas Edison pulled the switch and started electricity. By 1900, 18 years later, we had 50 new diseases nobody had ever seen before. They're just simple nutritional deficiency diseases because they weren't getting wood ashes and coal ashes anymore. There was no ashes associated with the production of electricity. And so our source of minerals that we had had, nutritional minerals that we had had for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years went away in a relatively short period of time. And doctors say, oh, just eat well, you get everything you need. Well, that may have been true 500 years ago, 1,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago, but not now. You must supplement. If you don't supplement, you're cheating yourself, you're cheating your family, you're cheating your neighborhood, you're treating humanity, okay? Because most medicines that are produced by pharmaceutical industries and used by the medical doctors deal with symptoms because people want to get rid of their pain. Okay, we'll get rid of your pain. In 2 days' time, 1 day's time, 6 hours' time. Oh, my doctor gave me this new medicine. It's just out. I'm the only one in the neighborhood that has it. My pain would have had for years and years and years went away in 3 hours. I just love my doctor. I'm gonna leave everything in my will to my doctor because he got rid of my pain. And then 3 years later, they die because the pain relief didn't get rid of the problem. It just got rid of the pain. Okay, it's one of the symptoms of the problem. And so this is why we came up with this, and the title is going to change a little bit. 90 for Life, Crusade to Save the World and Humanity. We're going to add 2 words, and humanity. And there's about 65 pages in this rough. Don't have the references and all kind of stuff in here, but we do have some more, I don't know, 8 or 10 different diseases that are famous and really disabling for humanity. And the famous people who had the diseases, famous people who helped us get rid of those diseases by getting nutrition to these folks. Okay, it's all in here. And so this is going to be, these are my lectures. Okay, these are my lectures. Dr. Wallach's, okay. And I want you to understand that you'll be able to do the same thing that I'm doing. You don't need to have all the medical degrees that I have. Okay, I have a degree in agriculture, as Rebecca pointed out. I have a degree in veterinary medicine. I have 3 postdocs, all of which have to do with health and nutrition. I have a degree in medicine, okay, a naturopathic physician, all right? And so it's one of those things where there's not many people on earth that have all those degrees, okay? It's not that I'm smarter than anybody else, but I'm very highly trained, okay? And I can spot a nutritional deficiency disease from 100 yards away, kind of thing, okay? So all this, and they're all the pictures are in color. This is, what can I say? And some of the famous people you'll recognize quickly here. We're talking about Danny Glover. We're talking about who was born with seizures, and also he was born with epilepsy. We got rid of that for him. Let's see here. We also have Pastor Creflo Dollar. His family had asthma bad. We got rid of that, and he took me around the world. We went around the world together teaching and training. Here's 2 very famous basketball players. Okay, with one of our great guys, Ted Soriano, okay? And both of these guys had terrible, terrible health problems. And they got on our health programs. And in weeks and months, all their health problems, which was about to tear apart their careers, went away. They had long, very productive careers. Okay. And then let's see here. We have Andy Young, pastor, ambassador to the United Nations, mayor of Atlanta. And I went around the world with him. Okay. And he taught me a lot. Okay, about how to talk with people, so I'd be nice and not rough and so forth. Okay, and his story's in here. All right, then I'm just showing you a few of them. Some of them I know you know.
Don't want to give them the whole thing, Dr. Wallach. Come on now. You've
Okay,
got there's a lot of information there, and it
get it.
is we've got to do the fine little tuning, and then it goes to the legal department to be able to get it looked over before we can actually publish it. And
And you're looking at a couple of weeks to a couple of months at the most.
At the most.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do we got?
Well, we've got lots of questions, Dr. Wallach. So let's go ahead and get started.
Okay.
So I just want to thank you, Dr. Wallach, for taking the time and just going through, kind of the history of what has happened that has led us to where we are today. And if you look at charts, you'll see a decline in some things, but a rise in many others, especially starting in 1994, which is one of the graphs that is not in that program yet. But in 1994, Dr. Wallach, you came out with the book Rare Earths, Forbidden Cures, talking about that glacial milk and how the minerals are so important. And if you look at timelines, that's when they started doing more and more mineral water, more and more electrolytes, which electrolytes are some of the minerals, and making sure that people get that. So they're missing the big picture, though, Dr. Wallach. They're missing the 90 essential as a whole.
And the absorption capacity is also necessary.
Absolutely. So, from my experience, I didn't do very well absorbing rock. But when I switched over to plant-derived minerals, it was a whole different story.
Yeah, the plant's predigestion for you.
So if the minerals are in the ground, then the plant can absorb them and put them out in the food that you eat. But we cannot guarantee what is in that food that we're eating, because we don't know exactly what's in the ground unless we are intentionally gardening and putting the nutrients into the ground, which Longevity has the Bloomin' Minerals, which are absolutely fantastic, and adding in that 77 to 78, depending on which quarry or mine they're pulled from, and making sure that you're getting those minerals in the ground. But if you're not able to garden, or you want to be an overachiever, kind of like me, you can do both. Garden, put the nutrients into the soil, and take them intentionally so that you're giving your body exactly a formula that has been proven time and time again. Because Dr. Wallach, you actually had clinics, several different clinics, where you were taking the formulas after being a veterinarian. So it's not like veterinarian clinics, we're talking human clinics, and putting your formulas to the test and having patients come back time and time again with great reports and improved wellness. And that's what we're all about. We're not about sick management. Dr. Wallach is about helping people with wellness. So I love the fact that we're able to do that, Dr. Wallach, and the fact that I'm, firsthand benefited from that is probably my greatest joy, because now I can enjoy my life, enjoy the people that I love, my grandbabies, and be able to work 20 hours a week to keep up with you. I mean, a day to keep up with you and your 37 hours a day. So folks, you're in a good place. to get information that has helped so many people that have come before you who have tried the products, given Dr. Wallach 90 days. Because when you think about it, you give your body nutrition. The first 30 days, the body is going to be taking that nutrition and pushing out the toxins. And then the second 30 days, with that absorption, it's going deep into the cells, and the cells are like lapping it all up. And then the next 30 days is when the real magic starts to happen. Of course, if you've been sick a long, long time and you've got some pretty serious, disintegration is the word that comes up, Dr. Wallach, because I had some pretty serious disintegration in the degeneration of my bones. But it was 7-8 weeks is all it took me before I really started feeling the difference. And so that 90 days is very important. Give us 90 days, folks. And then you can work with your coach and see where you're at and what is needed after that. But you're never going to want to be without the 90 essential nutrients. Trust me, because you're going to be feeling amazing. And I'm not making any health claims, just from my personal testimony. I just can't believe life now, Dr. Wallach, the way I was 7 years ago. No, I wouldn't want to be there. So I'm not going to go back. So let's help some more people, Dr. Wallach.
Let's do it.
All right. So one of the questions that we have here is Leighton. Leighton has two questions for two different individuals. The first one, 20-year-old female, 4'11", 125 pounds, has Lyme disease and easily gets urinary tract infections, Dr. Wallach.
Okay. Well, if your immune system isn't working, you're going to get some infections, whether it's lung infections, kidney infections, bladder infections, skin infections, all kinds of stuff, lung infections.
How about Lyme disease?
Lyme
Did I
disease.
say Lyme?
That's an infection. Okay. And so what you want to do is get rid of all the bad stuff. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, bran, rye, oats, no buckwheat, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. Even the diet ones got to go. And this will actually increase your efficiency of absorption of the nutrition. Then, in addition to getting rid of all the bad stuff, you need to take all the good stuff. And this is done by weight. And of course, we have the healthy, if finances in this, you go to the Healthy Start Pack. It has the 90 essential nutrients, 16 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 minerals, and 3 fatty acids. That's the basics. If finances are pretty good, you go with the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack. There's 215 nutrients in that one, including the 90 essential nutrients. Okay. I weigh 142 and I take 2 of the Healthy Brain and Heart Packs per month, take a full dose of everything twice a day. And, I just, on the 4th of this month, turned 84. Not bad for an old guy. Okay. And so my energy levels and my ability to function, okay, in a business world, all over the world, in many countries and cities and climates and so forth, is very, very good. Better than most people who are in their 30s and 40s and 50s. So with that said, again, 2 Healthy Brain and Heart Packs a month, full dosing every twice a day. Let's see here. She also needs the let's see here. I want her to get 2 bottles a month of the MSM. So you can take 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, or dinner time. That's going to help her rebuild cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, discs between vertebrae, bone matrix, bone itself, including bone matrix and bone marrow, which makes the white blood cells in your immune system and all that kind of stuff. Okay. And then let's see here. Wouldn't hurt to throw in, because of Lyme disease, colloidal silver. I take a dropper full under the tongue on the right side, a dropper full under the tongue on the left side, 5 times a day. When you wake up in the morning, at 5 minutes before breakfast, 5 minutes before lunch, 5 minutes before dinner, 5 minutes before bedtime. Do that for the rest of your life. because colloidal silver just looks like water, tastes like water. There's no stinging, nothing. There's no alcohol in it, but it will kill viruses, bacteria, fungus, and yeast and do great things for you. Okay, so let's start there.
Well, and Dr. Wallach, if I can recommend, we do have a product that helps with kidney and bladder, which has cranberry in it. It's very, very useful for urinary tract infections.
Okay.
I just would like to address that or include that in what you just said, because in building up the immune system, which, as Dr. Wallach mentioned, MSM helps to build that bone and the bone marrow, which is where our red and white blood cells are made, our blood is made. And that's what is a foundation to our immune system. But Dr. Wallach, how about the I-26 and helping with the digestive system so that we can also get better absorption of what we're taking?
Okay, well, the I-26 is a source of essential fatty acids and cholesterol. It says right on the label of the bottle, I like the chewables. They come in powder, capsules, and chewables. I take the chewables. I'll take 3 a day of the chewables. Tastes like vanilla ice cream. They're very soft chewables. They're not crunchy chewables. And they support your immune system. They support the management and maintenance of your brain function, your spinal cord function. So if you have anything going on in your body, from digestive problems to memory problems to behavioral problems, you name it, you have things going on, but you can't move because your spinal cord isn't working right. You may have Guillain-Barré syndrome. Those are all cholesterol deficiency diseases. Your doctor made a big mistake back 100 years ago when they said that cholesterol was the cause of plugging your arteries. No, it's fried foods, processed meats, anything that causes inflammation to the connective tissue in the walls of the arteries, not cholesterol. Cholesterol makes up 25% of your brain weight and 25% of your spinal cord weight. More importantly, makes up 95% of the weight of testosterone and 95% of the weight of estrogen. Okay, so there you go.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Wallach. And the next question is a 47-year-old woman. She is 175 pounds at 5'2", and she is dealing with Candida and breast cancer at the moment. What would you recommend for her? And there's no blood pressure issues, no diabetes issues.
Well, she's got some serious issues there with the, you said breast cancer?
Breast cancer and Candida.
Well, Candida is usually a secondary thing. When your immune system is low, the Candida is a yeast that jumps on you. Okay, so at 175 pounds, none of the bad foods, no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no gluten, no wheat, butter, rye, oats, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. Even the diet one's got to go. And then she needs 2 bottles a month of the, not bottles, 2 packs, 2 packs of the Healthy Brain and Heart packs. I'd go with a big hammer because of the cancer. 2 Healthy Brain and Heart packs per month, a full dose of everything twice a day. She also needs MSM for the immune system. Take 3 of those for breakfast, 3 at lunch, for dinner time. That'll be 2 bottles a month. She needs also some more stuff for the immune system. So I'd have her take the collagen peptides, take a scoop of that in the morning drink, scoop of that evening drink. And it has 4 different sources, okay, of collagen to help the immune system and the bone marrow. All right. Then I also want her to have, let's see here, to support the immune system, we need extra of the plant minerals. Okay, so the way to do that is with the Rebound or sports drink. She can take 2 or 3 doses of that a day. I weigh 142 and I take a minimum of 2 doses a day of Rebound. Okay, and if she's 5'2", she should weigh about 100 pounds, 105 pounds or so. Wouldn't hurt her to have 1 meal a day using our weight loss program. Okay, 1 meal a day. Okay, and which one do you like, Rebecca?
I do like the keto shake, Dr. Wallach.
Did you like strawberry or chocolate or?
I like strawberry.
Okay.
Strawberry is my favorite, but I also like to mix them. So I do half a scoop of chocolate, half a scoop of strawberry. That tastes really good as well.
Or I could half the month strawberry, half the month chocolate. But the keto shake This is not to add to a meal. This is a meal replacer. It's a meal, and it doesn't have to be the same meal every day. It could be 2 days a week breakfast, 2 days a week lunch, and then 3 days a week dinner, however you want to do it. Okay. But it's one of those things where you want to make sure you're doing it every day, and you will lose a half a pound to 2 pounds a day. And it's really fun. It tastes good, and it's not painful because you feel like you're getting an ice cream or something like that. It's very nice.
Well, and I found that my biggest weight loss is when I was even doing 2 meals a day with the keto shake.
Mhm.
But Dr. Wallach, what about the Oxybody or the Z radical or Fucoid Z for this young lady?
Well, again, either one of those, Oxybody or Fucoid Z, either one of those would help the immune system. But with cancer, I like the Oxybody. I think that was a good choice on your part. Oxybody. She can. I have 2 doses a day. I take an ounce before breakfast and an ounce before dinner time.
Not because you have cancer.
No, I just don't want it, so I take it as a preventative.
All right. Thank you so much for that clarity. Wonderful, wonderful. And then Dr. Wallach, we have an email that has come in to us, and let me just go ahead and pull that up real quick. Folks, if you've got a question, go ahead and raise your hand. As I'm pulling that up, we're going to go to Rosemary, who has her hand up. Rosemary, go ahead and unmute yourself. You are on live with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
It's a real quick question. You mentioned vinegar and not to eat vinegar because it had gluten in it. Becca, you said this.
Yeah, so some apple cider vinegars. Well, apple cider vinegar is
That
a
was-
little safer than
No, that
just
was-
regular cider vinegar.
That was my question. Does apple cider vinegar have gluten in it?
White vinegar you don't want to take internally, and that's made from a grain.
Okay, and the apple cider vinegar?
Apple cider vinegar, you want to read the label, make sure it says gluten-free, and to confirm that it's not been cross-contaminated.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right. And we've got it. Here we go. So Yvonne has a question, Dr. Wallach. She has a client that has been on just the Healthy Body Pack. And in the Healthy Body Pack, it has the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, the OsteoFX, the EFA Plus. This individual has been, let's see, she's frightened to get blood clots. And when she lies down, she gets tachycardia. So racing of the heart. And that happens, it says 2 to 3 times a week. She's on the good foods list, bad foods list, staying away from them, no gluten even in the house. And she is wondering, and then during the day, she's also considered to have, is it bradycardia?
Bradycardia.
Bradycardia, where the blood pressure goes low. So she's got a little bit of fluctuation, Dr. Wallach. What do you think is going on there?
Well, it's very easy. She has osteoporosis of the skull, squeezing the 10th cranial nerve. When you lay down, okay, you put your head on a pillow, your neck squishes the spinal cord, and so the trauma goes both directions, back up into the brain and down low. And so that's why she's getting these 2 issues, okay? And so she needs the, let's see here. How much did she weigh again?
She weighs 140 pounds. She's 5'6", 60 years old.
154 pounds?
No, 140 pounds,
Oh, okay.
5'6". And
I got it.
at night, she also has elevated blood pressure.
Okay, so she needs to get rid of all the bad stuff. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no gluten, no wheat, butter, and oats. I'd have her put a 4x4 under the feet of the head of the bed, so she sleeps with her head higher than her feet. Then I want her to have 2 of the Healthy Brain and Heart Packs, 2 Healthy Brain and Heart Packs per month, full dose everything twice a day. I want her to take 2 bottles a month of the MSM. She can take 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner time. They're going to help support and promote major repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between vertebrae, bone makes bone cell, including the bone marrow and making white blood cells and red blood cells and platelets and all that stuff. And then for the high blood pressure, I want her to have, let's see here, high blood pressure, I'd have her take the, which one would you pick?
I would pick the Ultimate Daily Classic, Dr. Wallach.
Yeah, I like those tablets, Ultimate Daily Classic. She could go at her body weight. She could take 3 twice a day or 3 times a day. I'd take 3 twice a day, the Ultimate Daily Classic tablets. I'd take 3 twice a day. And, I take them with my meals with all my other tablets and capsules and pills and liquids and stuff like that. And if you look at my table, okay, next to my workspace, this is where I make all my bottles. I make 15, 20 bottles at a time and then take them during the week and then run out and make them again for the next week and run out and make them again for the next week. But in addition to the 2 healthy brain and heart packs, I take about 50 other products, and I also take which includes the Rebound or sports drink, which has 100 nutrients in it, 75 minerals and 25 of the vitamins and amino acids. And so you have to be serious about this. If you have all these things that are potentially lethal, okay, if she's afraid of blood clots because maybe her family had some blood clots, they're not genetic, but they are common in a family because everybody eats the same way, okay? But getting rid of the bad foods is just as important as eating the good foods and then taking the supplement program. And then get a hair analysis and find out what you're missing and this, that, and the other. So we may have to add a few things, but this is a great place to start. Okay, the Ultimate Daily Classic tablets, the 2 healthy brain and heart packs, the Rebound, MSM, collagen peptides, and let's go there as a start. And it seems like overwhelming, but it's cheaper, safer, and more productive than in most cases prescription drugs. Prescription drugs can relieve pain and symptoms, but rarely do they get rid of the disease. So that's why I like the nutritional approach.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Wallach. And we have Michelle that is writing in. She's a female, 63 years old, 175 pounds. She writes in and says that she has symptoms of neurological Lyme or Parkinson's. The brain MRI shows scattered white matter abnormalities, not inconsistent with small vessel ischemia. Spinal MRI shows diffuse degenerative changes with cord impingement. So
Okay, well,
osteoporosis of the skull, right?
Osteoporosis of the skull, which includes Parkinson's disease, which is osteoporosis of the spinal cord, okay, and produces all these symptoms. This is reversible very quickly, but you have to be consistent, and this is a lifetime deal. Oh, I'm getting better now. I just stopped taking all the vitamins and minerals. No, this is for life. How long you need oxygen for life? How long you need good water for life? How long you need a good diet for life? How long you need all 90 essential nutrients for life? Okay, this is simple, but you have to be consistent, and then you will be blessed. You can add 25 to 50 healthy years to your life, improve your ability to function in the world, at your job and in your family and so forth. Okay, so again, she weighs 100 and
she did not give a weight on that one.
okay,
so let's go
let's
for
say
100 pounds.
Okay, let's say per 100 pounds. Okay, if she weighs 120 pounds or less.
No, she did say 175. I apologize.
175, okay. 175. Okay, so okay, thank you. Well, she needs to get rid of all the bad foods. Then she needs 2 healthy brain and heart packs a month, full dose thing twice a day. She needs 2 bottles a month of the MSM. She can take 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 dinner time. For her bone marrow, bones, cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between her vertebrae, all that stuff. Then she needs also, let's see, I'd have her take 2 canisters a month of the collagen peptides, so she could take a scoop of that in the morning drink, scoop of that in the evening drink. Then I want her to have, this is a perfect one. She needs to be eating 3 eggs twice a day with soft yolks. I do that. Okay. Well, my doctor says that cholesterol. Well, you want cholesterol because cholesterol makes up 25% of your brain weight and 25% of your spinal cord weight. When you have Parkinson's disease, okay, you're having tremors. It's just MS, multiple sclerosis, Guillain-Barré syndrome with tremors. It's called Parkinson's disease. Okay, this is all reversible with a proper diet and a proper supplement program. And so don't forget the rebound or sport shrink has 75 minerals and 25 vitamins, amino acids. We have it in powder, we have it in capsules, and we also have it in the cans. The cans do have carbonation in them, so if you're going to drink the cans, I drink the cans when I'm at home, and I use the capsules when I leave the house. Okay, but at home, I'll drink the cans, but I pop the tops on them at night, put them in the refrigerator, then drink them the next day. And so this is, you have to make sure you have a constant flow of the good stuff to maintain all these important tissues. All right.
All right. Thank you so much for that, Dr. Wallach. And Don has a question. He's in, and this is going to be just a general question for everybody, because a lot of people ask me about whether or not they can use their health savings account or if supplements are deductible. And for the most part, if your primary care physician has recommended supplementation and it is showing in your insurance documents, then there is a great chance. I have some people that do it where they can use their health savings account card to make purchases, but it does have to be set up and approved through your insurance company for that. Also, I know a lot of people do itemization on their taxes and they then include their medical costs. Again, if supplementation is recommended by your primary care physician, then you can talk to your tax preparer about using your supplements as a tax write-off as well. So we don't give tax advice, but there's a lot of things that we can do, especially for those of us who are in the business as longevity associates, where we can write off a portion of our supplementation on our taxes because it's a business expense. And for those of you who itemize and do medical deductions, then again, there's a possibility that you can do that. So just wanted to share that. Great question, Don. Now, Dr. Wallach, we have just a few minutes here, and I have a question coming in wanting to know what can be done for uveitis. So let's go by 100 pounds. They say do you have high blood pressure? No diabetes? But they didn't recommend, or they didn't mention a weight, but they're concerned about uveitis. So what's uveitis, Dr. Wallach?
I think they're talking about.
Is it the eyes?
Yeah. Inflammation in the optic nerves, the part of the brain, the part of the eye where the white blood, where the optic nerve and blood vessels go into is part of the uvea of the eye.
Okay.
Okay.
And then that gets inflamed. That's itis, infection, inflamed.
Inflammation. Okay. And so it's one of those things where if you got that going on in the eyes, guess what? It's going on all over the body. And so you can't just say, I'm going to treat my eyes. I'll put some drops in my eyes. That's not going to help your heart. It's not going to help your lungs. Not going to help your liver. Not going to help your kidneys. So you better be doing the whole thing. Okay. Again, do we have a weight there?
No weight. So let's go by 100 pounds on this.
Okay. Per 100 pounds of body weight. Get rid of all the bad foods, no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat and butter, round oats, no buckwheat, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. Even the diet one's got to go. Then per 100 pounds of body weight, 1 healthy brain and heart pack per month, half of those twice a day if you only weigh 110 pounds. If you weigh 130 pounds, I'd go with 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month. So you take a full dose of everything twice a day. You need, depending on your body weight, 1 or 2 of the MSM bottles. If you have 1 bottle, take 3 at breakfast, 3 at dinner time. If you have 2 bottles, take 1 or 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner time. That's going to help rebuild cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, discs between vertebrae, bone breaks bone itself, and also in the walls of the arteries and veins. It helps there. Kidney issues, it helps there. And then let's see here. Then also I like for the immune system, I do like the more extra selenium. I like the what should I say? Yeah, let's just go there because it's starting to get to be a heavy heavy program because we've got 5,000 products. I'm trying to run down through them, but well, we do have that. We do have the occutive for the eyes. Get our occutive for the eyes. I take 3 of those twice a day. You also need to take the Vision FX. Take 3 of those twice a day. And it wouldn't hurt to also throw in the Ultimate Daily Classic tablets, which is for blood pressure and blood flow. Okay, into areas that have restrictions of blood flow going into it, like your eye in this case, and so forth. Okay.
All right, that sounds like a great protocol, Dr. Wallach. Thank you so much for that. And it is time for you to be off to your next program. So thank you again, Dr. Wallach, very, very much for joining us and being our commander-in-chief. We appreciate you.
Thank you. Appreciate you and your entire team and all the things you and these ladies and guys do. Thank you so much. God bless. We've been working together a long time, and I expect at least 600 more years. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, 600. You heard it from the man. That's a long, long time. Wow, 600 years. Yeah, I'm looking forward to at least another 70, but I hadn't thought about 60, so, or 600. Wow. If I could get my co-hosts on with me, they better be taking their nutrition because Dr. Wallach expects us to be here for a very long time. And we want to make sure that they are with us as well. So I just want to say thank you to Sherry and Marilyn and Ruth Ellen and AJ. Thank you for being part of this team that we have going on today, Monday. And just making sure that information is being shared, making sure that we create a safe place. And folks, safe place means if somebody invited you to this program, make sure that you get back with them. They cared enough and took the time to say, hey, you know what? I know you've got some struggles going on. I know of this doctor that provides free information each and every day on the nutritional benefits and how it can affect the body. And folks, like I said in the beginning, when you give your body what it's starving for, it can do some pretty amazing things. Now, folks, if we did not get to your question, I know there were a couple questions over on YouTube that I wasn't able to get to. Please go to dailywithdoc.com, use that contact information, or better yet, make sure that you're signed up for our newsletter. When you sign up for our newsletter, there's an option there where you can submit your question as well, and we will get back with you, whether we'll read it here on the show like we did today, or we'll have one of our certified holistic health coaches get back with you. We make sure that the information you received is based on the research of Dr. Joel Wallach and the recommendations that he himself would make for you as well. So, am I forgetting anything? dailywithdoc.com is where you can go. We have a store there. So for those of you who are not working with a health coach, please feel free to check out the store that we have there on Daily with Doc. If you would like to get connected with a certified holistic health coach and you have never spoken to anybody about Dr. Wallach, the longevity products before, and you were not referred to this program, Daily with Doc or Ask Doc Live or Ask Doc Daily, or our previous programs, then we do have a call team that is standing by. 855-949-3377. Again, that's 855-949-3377, or use that contact option on dailywithdoc.zoom.com. So folks, have a wonderful, blessed day. Be empowered. Do something nice for yourself that's going to continue to give you a return on your investment for days and months and years to come. Nutrition, it's where it's at. Minerals are the currency of life. My name is Becca Dukes, and it's my honor and privilege to bring this program to you each and every day. See you next time. Maybe I should say each and every weekday. Each and every weekday. Bye for now.